chilly weather, why not put on a cardigan? That was the Cardigans. And for what it's worth, a lovely tune there.
Oh, that's a joy. We should definitely talk like that more.
XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington, alright?
Alright.
Yeah?
How's it
Well, we
going?
got a jam-packed show today.
Go
We
on.
got so many we got more features than Karl's got on his face. which is about the same as Morph.
Yeah.
Very few. It's just really a head, isn't it? A little.
That's where I've seen him before.
More.
On Take Heart.
Yeah. We've got Rockbusters. That's
Have we?
still
No,
going
you know
strong.
my feelings on that.
No,
fair
but
enough.
he's said he's going to buck his ideas up. We've got chimpanzee that. Karl finds an amusing monkey or ape related story. We've got Karl in a film again.
Right, excellent. Yeah, we've had a
look
lot of
forward-
great response from that, Karl, on the internet. and
It
stuff,
was
on the
my
email.
favourite thing we've done.
People raving about that. So
and,
what's, can we say what the film is this
and
week?
excuse my French, we've got some bloody great music.
Oh, pardonnez-moi. Wow, I don't know. I can't speak French. Shall we try and start?
Well, I'll just give you a taste. We got Oasis, Cardigans, you just heard there. We got Lloyd Karl. We got a bit of Pretenders coming up. Eminem, Feeder, Coldplay, all the greats.
Can I play you some Teenage Fan Club later?
Yeah. What should we have now?
Oasis.
Go on, then.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Oasis and Songbird. It's a nice little ditty
It's alright, yeah.
of a
It's not so
Saturday.
bad. Yes, thank you.
XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. I think we should go straight into it, Karl. I think we should do the competition. There's Karl in the corner.
It seems
Whatever.
a little premature.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I
Do you
think
reckon we
so.
save it? It's
Yeah,
so good. We
exactly.
should tease it out of
Well,
them.
it's a big thing.
It's just that I've got absolutely nothing to say.
Sure.
I haven't really.
Well, I mean, like often I know you all have spoken to Karl in the week. This week, for some reason, I've been speaking to him.
Oh right.
I spoke briefly to him about Michael Jackson and the documentary.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I thought that was extraordinary.
Amazing,
and I asked
amazing
Karl's
piece of
opinion.
work. Yeah.
And he didn't mention to me the fact that Michael Jackson likes to climb up in trees.
No.
He didn't mention anything about his bizarre relationship with children. He didn't mention anything about his obsessive billionaire spending sprees.
Right.
He didn't mention anything about the mannequins he has in his thing, or the fact that he drives around his sort of 7 hotel suites in Las Vegas in a little kind of old people's scooter. The only thing of note for Karl was he said to me, "Did you notice how big his hands are?"
I'll tell you what though, I did.
What? Yeah, how you look at the man's got like a face that he's had reconstructed. Well, I can't
I
seem
know.
to say that, it's libelous.
Yeah,
But,
no, he hasn't.
He's got an odd
he's had two nose
face.
jobs. Yeah.
And you're
but
looking at his hands.
But I think it's because you look at him and he looks a bit like there's a bit of androgyny there, but it's sort of like it is quite a petite sort of old lady's face in a way. But then you see these labourers' hands come out. That's always the way with a tranny, isn't it? You know what I mean?
What, you can't accuse him of being a tranny?
No, he's not. No, he's not
What
a
are you saying?
No, I know
He's
he's
got
not.
enough issues, now you're accusing him of being a
I
tranny.
like him. I thought he came out that brilliant. I thought it was really. I really felt sorry for him. No, I think he cleared up a few things as far as I'm concerned. I thought it was a fascinating piece of work, but I did like the shopping spree. That was great.
Extraordinary, 'cause he's
just
got such
going around
bad
just
taste.
pointing. I know it was bad taste, wasn't it? It was like one of those bizarre shops. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? There's anything sort of a gift shop, but they're trying to make it look like Ming,
But I mean,
and
if
it's
he,
sprayed gold.
if he'd been living in a trailer park, he'd have been ordering, one of those porcelain dolls dressed like a Harley Davidson
I know,
bike
yeah.
rider, or an Elvis commemorative plate. It was the kind of
But-
billionaire equivalent of that.
But the hands were a giveaway. It's the same as those sort of
What do you mean the hands
transvestites.
were
Well,
giveaway?
it's like you get
What was it about his hands? I didn't
well,
even see
you know when
it.
you get like a cab driver or something, right? And he decides to turn transvestite at about 60, and he goes on Kilroy. Do you know what I mean? It's
Right.
that way. He's got a twin set of pearls, and he goes, "I've never felt so comfortable." But his hands are still big. He's got a little wig, and he's got the lipstick on, and he's with his teenage kids who are going, "Kill me."
Do you think
But
he's
it's-
been having surgery on his hands to make them larger?
Bigger, yeah.
Was that why he was wearing that glove through most of the
Exactly,
through the
because
edges,
but I think he wants to be a goalkeeper.
Right.
And they said, "Well, you can't, Michael. You got a big hands."
It would help him climb the trees.
Yeah, and he can play tennis now without a racket.
Yeah.
So,
So what did you make of it, Karl? Were you intrigued?
The Michael Jackson thing.
Oh.
It's it was alright. But like that got a load of attention in the press. But the Trisha programme got nothing.
Okay.
Which I know,
was that?
like, well, Steve called me up in the week, right? Like 10 o'clock in the morning. I was at work, and he goes,
You should think so at 10 o'clock. Should
So
think
you-
you've been able to
Preparing this show.
Most people go to work about 8, 9.
Are you watching Trisha and that? I said, no, what is it? He goes, oh, you'll be loving it, right?
Freaks, was it, Help Me, My Mum's a Freak?
Siamese twins. Right. So I couldn't watch it, but he said, it might be on again, because they repeat stuff on ITV2.
Right.
So I had my dinner late, right, instead of having it at like 1 o'clock like I normally do.
Yeah.
I had it at like 2:30.
Yeah.
Sat in the office, put the telly on, ITV2. These Siamese twins.
Did it blow your mind?
It was amazing. You know, we talk about a lot of things on the show quite a lot. The hairy kids crop up a lot.
I was waiting. It's been 10 minutes and you haven't mentioned the hairy kid.
Right, and last week we were talking about Siamese twins, weren't we? So it was weird that this programme was on, but it was amazing. I mean, what
I
did
think
you
you can't refer to them as Siamese twins. I think they're known as conjoined twins.
Why?
I think Siamese is maybe considered derogatory or as an old antiquated phrase.
Yeah, I think it's because the first famous ones were actually from Siam.
Right, but anyway.
And that doesn't exist anymore.
No, it's conjoined, Carl.
Yeah.
Get the phrase right.
But you'd think that if that's happened to you, that wouldn't be that sort of offensive. The names that you must get called.
Right. You think that's the least of your
Siamese
worries?
twins, I'd say, well, that's, yeah.
Now, were you stunned by where they were connected?
Just live with it, we'd say. Right.
Because they were connected, of course, at the forehead.
Oh,
Sort of, which was quite extraordinary.
God. What if one had bad breath?
That wasn't a question that Trisha asked. Annoyingly, because I know that much of the audience was thinking that.
There was a few things that didn't crop up.
What questions would you have asked of them? Because what things did you feel weren't mentioned?
I'd love to just watch Carl watching amazing things.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's like early learning thing.
Mouth slightly open.
Yeah,
some
mouth
slight
open,
saliva.
dribble, looking round to see if anyone else has seen it. You know what I mean? That, like when a cat sees a bird land on the balcony.
Exactly.
It can't believe its luck.
I'd probably say, how do you buy her, like, a birthday present?
A surprise gift, yeah.
Because everything's ruined.
Sure.
Right? I'd probably ask,
Yeah.
Well, did you not think it was interesting that one of them had a boyfriend?
Well, that was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
But, what was the other thing that I was thinking when I was watching it? Was thinking if one got into crime and was sent to prison,
Right.
what would happen? How would you handle that?
It's brilliant. It is brilliant. If a chimp could talk.
And, what was the other one? The other thing was, what did he talk about? Because it's not as if you can say, well, guess what I did today? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
brass in pocket, and if they're pretending to be good, they're doing a bloody good job of it. I love them. That's Ricky Gervais on XFM 104.9 with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Karl is still buzzing about these conjoined twins.
It's just...
One of them, of course, had to be, because one of them was sort of shorter than the other, and had to be sort of wheeled around on a kind of trolley thing by the other.
This isn't Molly and Dolly, is it?
No, they're not called. One's called Reba. And
Oh.
I forget what the other one's called. Sheena, maybe, or something like that. Do you remember, Carl?
No, I wasn't that impressed with the names. It's just...
Yeah. So you immediately put them out of your mind. Those are rubbish names. I'm just forget, Carl, forget them. They're gone.
Were they British or American?
Yeah, American.
Oh, because I've seen some American ones on
Well,
Jerry
bizarrely,
Springer.
one of them was apparently a country music star.
This is Molly and Dolly.
Well, they're not called
The
Molly
one that
and
joined
Dolly.
at the Oi. The one that joined
But they're
at
not.
the-
I think you've made up the Molly and Dolly.
No, it was on Jerry Springer. There's a little one that sits on a seat, and the other one carries it round, her around.
They're not called Molly and Dolly.
There was something like that.
They're called. Well, we know that one of them's called Reba, and I forget the other
One
one.
was a country and western singer or something.
Yeah, and but she was saying, yeah, I've just made a movie. It's coming out shortly in theatres.
Is your
And the other
sister
one
in it?
Yeah, and the other one said, I'm not involved. It's utterly bizarre because they live there. They work so hard to live their lives separately.
Yeah, they say it's
You know,
all. Yeah,
exactly.
of course.
So,
Yeah.
you know, they try not to. So she's talking about her music career, and the other one's sort of not taking any kind of credit for it, which is nice. I
It's
suppose.
weird though, because when she was singing as well, the other one just stands there. She doesn't join in. She doesn't sort of dance.
Offer backing
or-
vocals.
Do you know what I mean? Make a group out of it.
Yeah.
A duo.
Yeah, well, but it seems like we're sort of being horrible, but we're
No,
not.
we're not.
I mean, it's a
Well,
really
no,
bad
we're
thing, but-
laughing at Carl's amazement at this phenomenon.